The red day continues for the week. Unfortunately, I traded 4 tickers this morning. I did stick to my rules, but they were all losers, unfortunately, and I think I have to switch up my strategy. The first trade was on NERV, which is Minerva Neuroscience. It's a biotech company, and they were down about 24-25% in the pre-market because they were getting ready to do a phase 3 trial, but due to some type of cyber attack, they couldn't go through with the phase 3 trial, so it was down significantly. And in the open, on the 2-minute chart, I saw that we popped up and we were above all these moving averages, and seeing that this red bar was ignored by this green bar, I went long right here at 6.16. So I did not realize that this was spready, meaning between the bid and the ask. So the buyers are on this side, the sellers are on this side. The difference in the spread was about 5 cents or so. So when I hit the high key, I got filled at pretty much the high of this bar, and that was not my intention. And my stop was right below at initially at 6.02, right below this bar, because I'm using this new hotkey where if I double click on, well, not hotkey, this new script, if I double click on the chart, it determines my stop, and then when I press my hotkey, it buys the number of shares that is not more than my preset risk. So I have a dollar amount to risk for each trade, and double clicking on the chart determines the number of shares that I'm going to have based on how much I'm willing to risk, which is a preset risk. And I realized that my stop was at 6.02, and I did not think that was a smart stop, because it is likely that it could test 6, since whole numbers act as support and resistance. So I moved my stop to, where did I move it to? I believe to 5.99, just 1 penny shy of the $6 whole number, and it came down, and I got stopped out at 5.95 because of slippage. In hindsight, this was not, well, I'm not gonna say that it was not a smart trade, but I think I'm gonna go back to the way I used to place my order, which is have on order weighting very close to support. So I'm probably not going to use, I think I'm going to stop using this script and just go back to the old ways, because now it hasn't been good for my trading yesterday. I mean, I had 4 losses today, 4 losses yesterday, and with my previous strategy, I've never had that many losers in a row, so I definitely have to make a tweak. So that was the first trade on NERV. The second trade was on MO, Alteria Group, which I have been trading since last week, and I'm not proud of this trade because, one, when I took my trade, it did not have as much volume, it was not in play, and yesterday I did try shorting it, and it kept moving higher and higher and higher. So I thought today it could be a good contender to continue yesterday's move. And on the daily chart, we've been consolidating around between around this price, and I figured if we get above this price right here, we will continue to move higher, at least test this blue line, which is the 20 EMA on the daily chart, and we were above the 9 EMA, or we were right on it on the daily chart. So we started off green, but then sellers took out the green bar, and it's likely that a lot of people went short right here. But we did not have that much of a continuation. The price popped or bounced from this dotted line, which is previous closing price, and we moved higher. And when we got to VWAP and yesterday's high, we pulled back, but I liked this bottoming tail, which implies buying pressure, and the fact that we didn't slam down. I thought this was just a normal pullback, and we were gonna move higher. And we also had the 200 moving average right here, so I hit my hotkey with a stop right here, and as soon as I got in, it dropped, and my preset risk was hit, and I was stopped out. In hindsight, I don't think I should have taken this trade. And then I did try taking it later, so I saw that we sold off, and then we came back up, and this black line is VWAP. It rejected VWAP and it was moving down, and we were at these moving averages, so I went short with a stop right above VWAP, and it did go in my direction for about 10 cents or so, but I needed more from it, and then it came back up. I should have gotten out once it came back to my break-even point, but I didn't want to micromanage the trade, and this was my fourth trade. By this point, I knew that this was going to be the last trade for the day, so I stuck to my original stop, and I got stopped out. And actually, the reason why I stuck to my original stop was I saw a big selling order right here for, I think it was 60,000 shares or so, right at 40.76, while the price action was around here. So it told me that someone was willing to sell really low despite the price being up here. So I thought maybe there was a big seller discreetly trying to sell his or her shares. So that was that. Schwab was the third trade that I made, and with Schwab, SCHW, Schwab and all the online trading platforms, they were in play this morning because Interactive Brokers is releasing, what is it called, IBKR Lite, a commission-free based trading platform, and companies like Schwab and E-Trade, what have you, they rely on their commission structure to keep their companies running. So, but yeah, so I was actually watching Schwab in the open, and I saw that we were dropping, but I didn't want to chase it. I mean, it dropped from 39.80 all the way to 37.45, but because my new not strategy, but the way I'm placing my trades, I double click on the chart to determine the stop and what have you. So it was moving too fast for all that, and so I missed this move. But what I saw was we had a double bottom on the 2-minute chart, and we moved higher, and I saw that we were holding this price. We got to VWAP and rejected VWAP, but we kept curling higher and higher and higher, and I saw this increased volume on this bar, so I went long for the squeeze, and it did pop up, but my risk was literally the bottom of this consolidation, so I needed more from it. And after that, it just dropped. Well, it slowly just drifted down, and I moved my stop to this price. I figured if we got below this this price right here, we were gonna continue moving down. So yeah, sure enough, once we got to that price, we continued moving down. This could have been an awesome short, but in the past, what I used to do was I used to anticipate the direction that a stock is gonna go in, or the price is going to go in, and I would send a limit order at a price that I want, that I'm comfortable with. But with this new entry method where I double click on the chart and hit the hotkey, I mean, one is delaying my entry, two, I'm not getting the exact price that I want, and three, I have to pay ECN fees because I'm telling the platform or my broker get me into this stock right now. But if you place the order in advance and you just wait, that means you don't have to pay ECN fees. In fact, you get a rebate. It's not much, but it could add up. And the same thing with MU. So I was watching MU, and I saw these topping tails on MU, and we dropped, and I wanted to short at VWAP. I wanted to place a short limit order at VWAP at this price, but then I was like, no, like we have to double click on the chart, and we have to get the maximum number of shares based on our predetermined risk amount. And by the time I double clicked on the chart and tried to hit my hotkey, the price went from here all the way to here. So I did not want to get filled here, and the price was here. But if I was using my previous method, which is place my order at this price, and then when the price came up, I would have got filled, and then it would have dropped. So I may have to consider going back to my old method in terms of how I enter the stock. Yeah, I mean, I wish today could have been profitable. For losing trades in a row is not fun, but at least I'm sticking to my rules, and my account can absorb the losses from today and yesterday because I'm keeping my losers small. So the amount that I'm risking in comparison to what I make when I'm right is a, a lot smaller. So, but we can't continue having eight trades, eight losing trades in a row. That means this new system is not working. Cause yeah, I'm usually betting at least 50%. So now, yeah, we're gonna have to make some changes. I'm not gonna place any more trades. It is what it is. I have a headache right now, but what can I do? I'm not gonna violate my rules and revenge trade or try to end the day green. I'm just gonna turn off my platform and make some tweaks to my strategy. Peace.